What exactly did Donald Trump try to achieve with his 2026 State of the Union address? At a politically sensitive moment, the US president used the speech to reinforce the themes that continue to define his second administration: immigration control, economic nationalism, and a tough foreign policy posture. Trump highlighted what he described as major successes, particularly on tariffs, border enforcement, and inflation. However, the address came just days after the Supreme Court of the United States struck down his administration's use of emergency economic powers to impose sweeping tariffs on several trading partners, including India. Despite the legal setback, Trump defended tariffs as a financial lifeline for the American economy, arguing they were helping reduce economic pressure, a claim critics dispute amid concerns over rising costs and public debt.
When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages. Today, our border is secure, our spirit is restored, inflation is plummeting, incomes are rising fast, the roaring economy is roaring like never before, and our enemies are scared, our military and police are stacked, and America is respected again, perhaps like never before.
On immigration, the president reiterated his administration's crackdown on undocumented migrants, portraying enforcement agencies as targeting criminal networks. Yet, this speech avoided controversies surrounding recent enforcement operations and allegations of excessive force.
In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States.
Foreign policy also featured prominently. Speaking about Iran, Trump signaled a dual-track approach, leaving the door open for diplomacy, while warning that Washington would not allow Tehran to acquire nuclear weapons.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
The remarks come as US military deployments in West Asia have increased following unrest inside Iran. Economically, Trump presented falling inflation as proof of policy success. While price rises have eased in recent years, analysts note that the downward trend began before his return to office, making the extent of his administration's contribution a matter of debate.
The cost of living for average everyday Americans is almost unbearable. His billionaire friends, it's different for them, so the economy, and we talk about the stock market and things of that nature, well, that's very good for them. But when you talk about the average everyday American people, that's not where they are.
Politically, the tone of the speech closely resembled a campaign rally rather than a traditional policy address. Unsurprising with midterm elections approaching.
I think it was a disturbingly divisive speech to see him literally calling Democrats names and jeering. But more than that, it was just a pack of lies. It's the same old thing that we've seen out of Donald Trump over and over again, where he's trying to gaslight the American people, trying to pretend like the economy is doing well, trying to pretend like everything is normal. And as my sign said last year, this is not normal.
Opinion polls suggest growing public unease over tariff-driven price pressures, immigration policies, and ongoing political controversies surrounding the president. The address energized Trump's core supporters and reinforced familiar political messaging. But speeches alone rarely reshape economic realities, and ultimately it is voters, not rhetoric, who will decide whether the administration's narrative matches everyday experience. With Farhan Khan, Bureau Report, India Today Global.